Hi, final year engineering students face challenge when dealing with their final year trade projects. To have an idea of what project involves is important for adequate preparation. Unfortunately, many students do not have this information. For this reason, I made this video. I am Chege Maina. What is a final year engineering project? A final year engineering project is a major independent piece of work that engineering students complete in their last year of study. This is designed to show that the student can apply the knowledge, skills, and creativity that they have gained throughout their course to solve a real-world problem. The purpose of the project is to demonstrate the student's ability to apply the learned engineering principles and also to develop problem solving, design, and project management skills. That is the purpose of the project. The project involves several stages. First is identifying a project topic and preparing a concept note. Second is project proposal. Third is final report or write-up. Different people call them by different names. Project construction, that is the fourth. And finally, the final presentation. I will explain this one by one. Identifying a project topic and preparing a concept note. Before you do a project, it needs to be approved. The topic you want to do, the idea you want to implement has to be approved by the supervisor. And in order for the supervisor to approve, you need to inform him what you are doing. And that is where this concept note comes in. It's a brief document that outlines the fundamental idea, purpose, and approach of your proposed project. Since you cannot present just a topic on itself, so that is why this concept note is important to give the supervisor an idea of what you want to do. It serves as a preliminary summary that communicates what your project aims to achieve and why it is important. It is usually a short document of around 2 to 3 pages. Once you present to the supervisor, he or she can either approve or reject. If it is rejected, you look for another topic. If it is approved, you proceed to the next stage. The reason why it can be rejected is because either it does not relate to your line of study, or it may have been done recently, or it may even be below your level, or any other reason the supervisor may give. Once it has been approved, we get to the next stage, proposal. Project proposal is a comprehensive and structured document prepared to present the project idea, to justify its need, and outline the plan for its implementation. So this is written to request approval to proceed. It gives more detailed information about every aspect of the project, from the problem being addressed to how the project will be executed, monitored, and evaluated. So this is more detailed than the concept note. Depending on the institution and the supervisor, it may range from around 8 to 15 pages. But that depends on the institutions. And in some other institutions, once the concept note has been approved, the stage of project proposal does not exist. So it depends on the institution. So some institutions have this project proposal stage, and others do not have this stage. Once the proposal has been approved, again, we go to the write-up. Project write-up is a detailed written account of a project's development process, purpose, and its final outcome. It explains what the project is about, why it was or it is being undertaken, and how it was carried out, and what results were achieved. This is the document that you prepare, containing the problem you want to solve, the design that you want to engage, and after you have constructed, the results of your construction, your findings, every detail of your project or of your course or your project is reflected in this final report. So a project write-up is used to communicate your work clearly and systematically, demonstrating your understanding of the subject and your ability to apply the knowledge to a practical problem. but this at this point it is still in the theory part because you are writing a document. There is a format given for writing the project write-ups, but this format varies from one institution to another and also from one supervisor to another. Different supervisors, different institutions may have different project formats, but there is a standard format that is organized into several key sections. The first part is usually the title page. This contains the project title, student's name, registration number, supervisor, department, institution, and other details. Then you have declaration pages. This contains statements of originality signed by the supervisor and the students. You also have acknowledgement. This is usually where the student expresses gratitude to individuals or organizations that has supported him or her. Then from there you have the table of contents. This helps the reader to navigate through the document. List of figures, list of tables, abstract. Abstract is a summary of your project. It's usually not more than one page. It gives the general overview of your project, so the reader can understand what your project involves by reading this abstract. Then we go to the main body from chapter 1. It's called introduction. This has several subtopics, but once again the subtopics depend on the format that is given by the supervisor. Among the common subtopics in the introduction part of chapter 1 is background information, problem statements, objectives, justifications, and others. Then chapter 2 you have the literature review. Chapter 3 you have the methodology of project design. This is where now you outline you design your project, your circuit, stage by stage. You design your circuit part by part or block by block. Then from there you have chapter 4 where you have the results and discussions. So these results is after you have done construction, then you write down the observations of what you have tested. Chapter 5 is conclusions and recommendation. Then you have references and appendices. Project construction. Engineering project construction refers to the practical phase of implementing the engineering design into a physical or functional system. This is where now whatever you have designed in your document, you make it into a real system, a real physical device. It involves transforming theoretical knowledge, plans, that is designs, and drawings in your write-up into a real and operational device. This stage is critical because it demonstrates the feasibility of the design and tests how well it performs under real conditions. This is where ideas come to life. Once you have done the document and have done the construction, now you are ready to do the final presentation. This is your opportunity to demonstrate and defend your entire project before a panel of examiners. So here you face a panel of examiners to whom you present your project. Here you explain the importance of your project, the engineering principles you have applied, and show your working physical device. So here the panel wants to see that you understand your project. So this is what the project involves. However, time and condition arises where you may need help. This is common and normal because most of these projects involves very complex systems that combines hardware, software, and theory. Such skills are developed and perfected over time with practice. Such time is rarely available in schools. So you realize you have very short time and you are required to work on a project which is expected to work, and it involves very complex elements. Designing stable and efficient circuit often requires experience. Understanding where to get good quality components is also critically important in achieving a working project. Also, fault finding in circuit and code are often hard to identify without proper equipment and expertise. This is because once you do the construction, the circuit construction, it may not automatically work during the first attempt. So you may be required to look for where the fault could have been, where the problem could be. So if you don't have this knowledge and equipment, you will get stuck at this point. However, even if you have sought help, make sure you understand your project adequately well. The person with whom you are working, the person who is assisting you, make sure You get him to explain to you your project well so that you have full understanding of your project before you present. I will leave you a number of projects, that is constructions, that have been done so that you can get an idea of what is expected of you.